YouTube, what's the deal? It's your boy CJ, back with another trade breakdown. Today is Wednesday, and we caught a nice long setup on NAS, so I'm gonna break that down for y'all real quick. Alright, so we back on the charts. So this is the setup that I ended up taking today. Today I ended up deciding trying to lower my risk just a little bit. I took it easy just because we had a lot of news to navigate today. Today we had ADP, NFP, as well as the New York Stock Exchange open, and we also had ISM services, I believe. So me personally, I don't trade high impact news. I don't trade the open, so there's a lot of stuff for me to navigate pre-market. So I actually came to the charts around 8 a.m. this morning. So let me jump out to the hourly. Feel me? Actually, you know what? Running this back to yesterday. So yesterday I caught a demand setup right over here. Going into today, yesterday at 9 a.m., this created an hourly demand right in here. And we created this gap, and we actually filled in the gap like overnight during London session. So this morning around like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., we started to see a little bounce off of the demand zone. Let me see, I think this was 15 minute. So this was the 15-minute demand. We started to bounce this morning at like, what is that, 4:45, 5 a.m. Drag that out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So we started to see some bullish pressure come in. Now, I wasn't too convinced, only because this downtrend was pretty strong. Going into this morning, I seen that we had crossed above the 13 EMA, and then right before 8 a.m., we crossed above the 200 EMA. So this is pretty important for me. Once we crossed about the 200, I dropped down to the 5 minute. And one thing that I noticed is how well we were holding above this 13 EMA. I don't rely on EMAs. There's just something on top of my technicals that I like to take a look into. So looking at the 13 EMA, look how well we're holding it. Like, we rarely see a close below the 13 EMA. And if we see it close below it, the very next candle closes right back above. So that was a pretty good confluence to me, showing me that there were buyers in the market. So right in here at 8:15, which is whenever the ADP and FP dropped, we seen this explosion to the upside. Now, 15 minutes later, this candle right here ended up closing very bullish with a long wick. Now, we didn't tap back into the zone just yet off of that wick, and I realized that I was going to be trading into it. This is why I lowered my risk just a little bit going into this trade, as well as the fact that the EMAs hadn't yet crossed at the time. So when I entered right here, they didn't cross yet. It might look like they crossed, but when I was looking at the chart earlier, they didn't cross. So I ended up lowering my risk on this setup. If we zoom in just a little bit, we seen this tap right in here with this doji. We tapped the zone as well as the 13 EMA and the 200 EMA. Rejected both of them. So I waited for the very next candle to break above this one. And today was a little crazy chop session. I'm not going to hold y'all. This was disgusting. This was ugly trying to sit through this. But at the end of the day, I ended up waiting through it. I ended up hitting my 1-to-1, almost an hour later. Now, during these trades, I think I used 2 or 3 contracts. I think I used 3 contracts. Now, generally, I'll take majority of my position, or maybe like half my position, off at 1-to-1, and I'll let the rest run to the hourly liquidity. So here I marked off the break of structure from the demand zone, and up here, as you can see, I marked off the hourly liquidity. So let me jump back out to the hour. And as you can see, this is a swing high from the hour time frame. So I look to take this high out, but once we got into the trade, guys, I seen that directional bias was on our side. Momentum was sort of on our side, but it looked a little bit risky. Just trading into this candle right here directly into it was a little bit risky to me. So, and it proved to be right. You know what I'm saying? So we sat through a crazy chop session. This is some crazy sideways consolidation. It ended up working out in our favor, but once it hit take profit at a 1-to-1, I wanted to get the fuck out of this position. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I wasn't about to play no games with it. I wanted to let the rest run until up here. I might have been able to get a 1 and 2. Yeah, a good 1 and 2, but At the time, I went through so much headache just sitting through this trade. I honestly probably should have just walked away, set my limits, but at the end of the day, you live and you learn. But I was able to get a nice one-on-one on this trade right here. Same thing I try to do every single day, guys. Stick to my strategy. Trade the exact same setups. Try not to go off the edge in either direction. But this is a solid setup if you ask me. We made a little bit under 1%, so we made about 1,000 on this setup. Still trying to slow walk this account. I'm not gonna do too much on it, but we're gonna show up again tomorrow and try to do the exact same thing. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep on doing updates like these on my challenges. In the future, I think I really want to just start doing some stuff, maybe for some beginners, showing y'all whoever don't know how to backtest, how I read fundamental data, where to find fundamental data, things of that sort, like tips and motivational stuff. Because I feel like, bro, we all know this technical stuff. If you don't know the technical stuff, chances are you probably been trading for less than a year. But yeah, long story short, this was the setup I took today. Appreciate y'all boys for watching. I'm gonna get with y'all boys on the next one.